What exactly is going through the mind of a person facing a mental health condition?
Let's talk about it.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Rooted Minds podcast. This is actually the last podcast of our 5-part series. So today we want to bring you a special discussion. So today the topic is on resilience and recovery from the perspective of someone who has been overcoming a mental health condition for the last 15 years. We have Miss Valerie with us. So let's welcome Miss Valerie on the podcast today. Yay!
Thank you.
Yeah, so Miss Valerie, you are actually now an executive and a peer support specialist at Singapore Association for Mental Health, right? So,
Yes.
what exactly do you do as an executive and a peer support specialist?
As an executive, I do talks and workshops and coordinate like school projects like yours, and also like the one that we are doing right now, podcast, and also like I share my life experience of my mental health condition with schools. Community, corporate companies, basically anywhere and everywhere.
Right.
I also like do outreach events. Then as a peer support specialist, I also share my life experience and support clients, and also like support peer volunteers with life experience of their mental health condition. Yeah, so other than that, I also do like outreach events and media advocacy works. Yeah.
So you said that you, as a peer support specialist, you help others with that is going through the mental struggles as well.
Yes.
So, was there any specific training to this peer support specialist?
Yes, there's a peer support specialist program that I took in the past with SMH, Singapore Association for Mental Health, the workplace that I'm currently in. Yes, yeah. So then, after that, then I applied for this job, and now I'm working here. Yeah. Yes.
So wait, what kind of training do you have? Because it's so get me if I'm wrong, like from your explanation, like a peer support specialist is like someone who uses their past experience to help others lah.
Yeah.
So what kind of like training do you receive to be able to like, is it the same level of training as like, you know, being a counselor, that kind?
I think the level of training is different, but yet it's important, like how we use our lived experience of our mental health conditions to help people, and we learn like things like empathy, how we empathize with people, and also like how to like sit along with their feelings and to like really feel them, so that they are not alone in this journey. Then besides that, I think it's quite a long list lah actually. Yeah. But for now, SMH does not do this peer support specialist program anymore.
Oh, how come?
Yeah, but I'm not sure how come, but it's more like the other organization is doing right now.
Oh,
so I
okay,
also took that certificate of peer support specialist course with that organization also. So I had 2 certificates for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a lot of training behind it lah.
I think it's besides training, is also more on our attitudes in life, our personality, because our personality is important. Like if we really sincerely want to help people, and that will go a long way. And also like how we think we can help them, and our experiences in the past, we have to like be open, be positive, and like to share with the clients or like the persons in recovery. It can be your friends, you know, with challenges, or like not even like not only for clients but anyone and everyone in life who face a challenge . Yeah.
So when do like a peer support specialist usually come in? Is it like necessary for all clients?
It's not necessary for all clients. It depends on a case by case basis. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So it's like I understand that SAMH has like some counselors and therapists, right? So is it like how is it usually like? It's like counselor will be taking a client, then along the way they find like, okay, maybe it'll help if there's a peer support specialist to support the counselor. So something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So we work together with everyone in everyone in the company, like what you say, counselors, case workers, anyone and everyone actually.
Okay,
we work together to help the client. So because I think counseling is more on like supporting the client like emotionally and journeying with them, like how should I put this? And like for peer support specialists, it's also with them emotionally, journeying with them emotionally, but it's more like their parents, like because of the understanding level, because we may face like the similar situations, so it's more like a parent. To journey with them, while counselors is more like sharing with them more on how to build skills to move forward in their lives. But basically, it's quite similar. Both are helping them to like move forward in their lives, and improve maybe like their mental health resilience.
Right. Okay. So you have been the mental health condition that you have been overcoming for the last 15 years is schizophrenia, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can give us an understanding of what schizophrenia is about.
Oh, okay. It's a very scary experience.
Right.
Thinking about that, like because I had a lot of like symptoms, like hearing voices, and I thought, and a lot of like paranoia thoughts. Like I still hear voices sometimes when I am too tired, but now lesser. So it's hearing voices like a party of noise at first in your head, but actually nobody is talking like in front of you. So like a lot of like negative thoughts also, like people are going to harm me, my mother is going to like harm me and conspire against me with the neighbors. So there were a lot of these thoughts, and also like tell me to like to jump down from the top floor of the HDB flat. So that was like hearing voices, then the like people following me, the paranoia thoughts, like hallucinations and delusions, like actually. So talking about schizophrenia is like it's just a very scary thing that I experienced in the past. Then I think besides that is a lot of like fear. There were a lot of fear in me that I self-stigma myself. Like it led me to like self-stigma myself. Like I hid in the room and did not dare to come out of the room to even do the basic things like shower, brush my teeth, like go to the toilet. I couldn't like even have a meal with my family. Like at home I didn't dare to go downstairs even. That was like how severe and scary it was for me
Right. So schizophrenia is like having a lot of fear, paranoia, and like hearing some voices also
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, I can tell that it's a very painful like experience. But thank you for sharing like what it's about I think like something that a lot of people out there have misconception about is that schizophrenia is very similar to like split personality and everything, but I think it's quite different
it is totally a different thing.
Because I know I read somewhere on Reddit that people like categorize it together, but I think it's different. The experiences they face is very different.
It's very different.
Right, I see. Okay, so maybe like on the topic of schizophrenia, you could will you be comfortable with sharing with us like how your story, basically how the entire mental health condition developed?
Actually, because I was a very fearful child in the past.
Right.
My mother was a single parent and she needed to earn a living like for me and my younger brother. So she worked overseas. And only like came back once or twice a year. So I was brought up by some relatives and when I was staying with them, like something happened. Then so I think it was like some trauma that led to a mental health condition so besides this trauma is also a lot of bottled up feelings, because when my mother came back from overseas, I told her, but she didn't believe me.
Right.
Then I remember that was I was a child in primary school, primary 5 or 6, I forgot already. So that was like, I don't know what kind of feeling was that. I was like scared. Then after that, I was thinking like, if I told her she didn't believe me, then who else can I tell? because at such a young age, I didn't know what to do.
Right.
It was like very terrifying already, and also like just like don't know what to do, totally lost. Then after that, like hatred, anger, and a lot of resentment buried inside me. And I think for a prolonged time, it developed into a like, I feel I'm not sure about the science behind, but it became like a mental health condition Yeah.
So you talk about like your mom not like believing in you. So did that like affect your relationship with your mother?
Yes. Our relationship in the past was like very sour. Like 敌人 enemy. That's my enemy.
Oh, my Chinese is very bad, sorry. Even enemy.
Like enemy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like there's like Cold War that kind, is it? Or
Cold
like
War.
Cold War.
Yeah. Like everything I did, I wanted to like get my revenge. Like why you didn't believe me? Like I told you and you're my mother, you only know how to earn money. That was my thought,
Right.
Really my thought.
Right.
You only know how to earn money. You didn't even know how to take care of me. To fend for me when I was in trouble. Like nobody was there for me. What kind of mother are you? Every time there will be these thoughts in my head and I would like do something drastic. Like to make her angry. Then to make her upset. To make her scared, like all the negative emotions to make her fearful, and like so a lot of things happened also in during my childhood that maybe I ponteng from school, but that was the past, so I can say now. But I'm not encouraging anyone to ponteng from school.
No good.
Because it leads to like not so good education, like at the end of the day then in future when become adult, like hard to find a job, all these things will lead to all these things so it's it's difficult, but we just have to like try to maintain and maybe seek help from someone, a professional to like release our like tensions, our challenges I think that's important to find someone we trust and someone neutral, like maybe a counselor or a helpline to seek help
Right. So like back then, like those like behaviors, like it's because like I think this is like quite common. Like whenever a child needs more attention, they will just act up.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So the behavior will show actually.
Yeah.
It's not actually we are叛逆, like what's that called?
Rebellious.
Yeah, but it's just more like I'm telling you something like, look at me. I need attention.
Yeah.
There's something going on in me that you need to, like, it just attention seeking.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Which is very valid I think.
Yeah.
Very valid.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't do that. I think communication is more important.
But I don't know how would a child know, right? Because like they are not like explicitly taught this kind of things. So it's something that is learned along the way.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Yeah. So like after because you're like I think it is said that you developed schizophrenia from 2007, right? That was about
around 15 years ago, yes.
15 years
there.
ago, right?
Yeah.
So back then, 2007 means you were around, I think, 20 years old. Around
Mid-20s.
Mid-20s, right?
Yeah.
So from primary school all the way to there, like that is kind of like a build-up, is it? Like how did it like become?
Yeah. Talking about this, thinking back about my childhood, so it's like I had very low self-esteem after the trauma. I didn't dare to like look people into their eyes. I didn't dare to talk to people, and a lot of fear. Every day wake up, a lot of fear, and you don't know what will happen next. Then after that, like a lot of worries, like will the trauma come again? Will someone treat me like that again? So a lot of all these negative thoughts in my head. Then that time I was not diagnosed. That was like started in primary school days. I was not diagnosed yet. Even in my secondary school, I also was not diagnosed yet. I didn't know that was the symptoms that is like leading to a mental health condition.
Right.
Yeah, I felt that was like very like, I don't know which word to use, which is a better word to use. Yeah, it's just like very negative thoughts, like everyday negative thoughts. Yeah, so the mind is very cluttered every time. Yeah, so I think that was the experience that I had leading to a mental health condition.
So you said about like not being diagnosed in primary school and secondary school, but what made you go ahead and get like diagnosed?
Or was it like someone?
Yeah,
like,
actually, I was indifferent because I was not educated like about mental health condition.
back then it's also not that like well known mental health.
Yes, yeah. We didn't know what is mental health issue also. Like we only know people in the past. We thought people like 笑 lah, crazy,
right.
you know, because they act up or something like that. A very like inappropriate behavior lah. Yeah. So yeah, what led me to seek help? Actually, it was mandatory to go into IMH. I was caught by the police because I did something. What did I do? Wait, let me think. Okay. Actually, I think because I heard voices, like looking back at my past lah. Yeah, I heard voices, and I think the voices told me to go up to my neighbor's place and like with a weapon, you know, that kind. So then the police came lah, and I think the other neighbors saw it or something. Then they reported police lah. So I was being brought in by the police to the hospital, to IMH lah.
Okay. So that was like before you were diagnosed lah. So like 20 years around there.
Yeah, yes, like 15 years ago lah, when I was in my mid-20s. Yeah.
Okay. Then so like approximately when did you decide to like start your recovery journey, or like when was it? Is there like
that
a year?
was 7 years ago.
7 years ago, 7 years
Only.
ago.
Yeah, that was like half of 15 years.
Right, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
because like 7 years ago, actually I didn't wanted to recover. I had thoughts like say 自暴自弃 like I'm not sure how to say in English.
Translator?
Beat yourself up.
Yeah, like I want to beat myself up lah. Yeah, like don't care at all. Just like I didn't want to care about life. I just want to like indulge myself like in this self-pity, you know, like don't recover, let it be, because it's not my fault, you know, it's their fault. So why should I recover? And I hated the world because of my past trauma. I hated the world. I hated everyone because like that time I was thinking like my mother was not there for me. She didn't even believe me. So my closest one already couldn't help me, didn't fend for me. How would other people, non-relational, like help me? Or will they want to help me? I don't even think so, because my mother didn't even wanted to help me. Couldn't even help me or didn't believe me. So it's like the world collapsed already lah. So I didn't want to recover. There was a period of time I had this thought lah. Then every time I told God to just take me away lah. Just take me away. I hope that I will just lie in bed one day and just pass on. Yeah, that was like a very strong feeling that I just didn't want to recover. So, but one day, I think because of the medicine that kept me better, like I felt a bit better because of taking medication. Then after that, my mother suddenly told me that you have to stand on your own feet. Then that time we built trust already lah. So there was a period of time she stayed back in Singapore until now lah. She supported me and asked me to rebuild like our relationship back together with sincerity, and she almost teared because maybe I share with you a bit of that lah. So before going to the recovery part lah. So actually she came to the ward and begged me for forgiveness lah. Yeah, then I saw tears in her eyes and really felt her sincerity. Then yeah, I told myself, but then at that time I told myself I didn't want to trust her, give her my 100% trust, because maybe she will not keep her promise again because in the past she didn't keep her promise. She didn't keep her promise because she said she will come back and work in Singapore, but it didn't happen. It never happened. So this time when she told me, I will say like, okay, I believe you 50-50, and I will monitor you and see whether you are real or not, or you are just faking, or because I got mental illness, because of my mental illness, you want to do something. Yeah, that was really my thoughts. Then until she stayed with me and she really learned to change because she was a very impatient person due to her work
Right.
and also like 很急性子 very quick tempered person So she changed. Still trying to change now to be even better.
Right.
Yeah, so she stayed back in Singapore and didn't like go to work. Like she worked from home actually, and then really changed her ways in talking with me, in communication, and also like could really empathize with me, and she speak more slowly and more gently with me because I needed that in my recovery.
Right.
So we built trust that time because she really put her love. I felt her love I mean, every time she loved me all this while she loved me. That's why she worked overseas. All this now, then I understand. In the past, when I was young, I didn't understood like that was love. Yeah, because like parents, they always think like mother, she think like, give my children a luxury life, a good life, support them in their studies and financially independent, financially supporting them, like, and working as a single mother, like independently, all these things would help me but I think that time she was wrong
Right.
I mean, to me it was wrong.
Yeah, I think that there's this like quote I think I mentioned on the previous podcast before. It's the child doesn't know how much you love the child doesn't know how much the parent loves the child unless the parent is able to
No, I thought it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much the parent loves the child if the child doesn't see it, cannot see it.
Cannot
right?
see it, but what I needed was love
Right.
support and her being there for me. So coming back to the recovery portion, the recovery part, why I chose it.
Your mom was a very big role, very important part of the recovery journey.
She's my main pillar of support. And with her support, then I could recover. It took me 15 years to be where I am today. I'm still, but mental health issue is like a roller coaster. It's not just one line. You will recover like forever, 100%. Like for me, I'm only like 80% recovered. Like still on medication, and then like sometimes good times, sometimes bad times. There are ups and downs. It's just like a normal person but it's just adding to that with a mental health condition. It's like, how should I put it? The mental illness part, where sometimes you hear voices. Sometimes there are a lot of limitations that I can't do Like for example, like I can't go out late at night. When I'm tired, I need to rest. I need to rest a lot. Yeah, I cannot be tired So if I'm tired and I push myself a little bit more, I will relapse already.
Right.
So recovery is because of my mom. She told me one day when I was very clear-headed, when I was sober, she said, nobody can help you in this world, only you can help yourself. You need to stand on your own feet to be able to survive. Then that struck me, suddenly I was awake, like from all the negative thoughts, like tell me to die just take me away, God take me away, I don't want to leave, Then suddenly when she said that, I was like, 清醒yeah, like awaken, yeah, that's the word. Awaken. Then I told myself, she sacrificed so much for me. I should do something also. Then I chose recovery. Yeah. So that was the starting of the recovery. But the recovery part, to recover is like
It's a
so
long
difficult.
process. It's very
It's so
difficult.
arduous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Right. So I think that is really like the turning point was when your mom was there to give you support, because I feel that recovery it can't be done alone.
Yeah.
Really like you need someone to be there with you.
Yeah.
So that really shows the importance of having family there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like your peer support specialist.
Yes. And she's 24/7 with me.
Wow, this one
Not the 8 hours one.
personalized peer support.
Full-time.
Yeah, yes, yeah, the full-time peer support specialist. Yeah, it's just that she doesn't have an experience of a mental health condition.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but she's like my support lah. My life support, like the someone that throw you when you're in the waters
life boy.
cannot swim. Yeah, the life boy. Yeah.
I think very important.
Actually,
Yeah.
like when did your mother know when to step in? Because you said like she finally decided to like come back to Singapore. Like, what is there like a incident that?
Very nice question, very good question. Because of the severity of my condition, because I was hospitalized in IMH, and she realized that because she couldn't find me. So I was like being caught by the police, I was like being put in IMH, all these things. She couldn't find me. Like I told the IMH people, that the nurses and the doctors, I don't have family.
Oh.
So when she came back from overseas, and that was when she was overseas, and like I'm lost, that kind of, not at home, when I'm always not at home, but like in the past, but that was a time where I was not at home for a long period of time. So like they were worried like where did I go? Yeah, then so she, I think, realized the severity of this case, like my case, the severity of my condition, and she couldn't. When she came back, then she flew back from overseas, and she couldn't find me anywhere. And even she went to the police station, all this. Then in the end, then she managed to locate me in some way Then yeah, okay, okay, the rest cannot say.
Okay. Yeah. But really, thank you for sharing such an emotional experience, on how the schizophrenia developed. Yeah, and yeah, we can really feel that the pain as well as the love from your mother and the experiences that you went through. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, Valerie, for sharing your experience of schizophrenia. So I think now we can touch a little bit on how the recovery process was like for you. So maybe to start the ball rolling, what did you do initially, when you realized that you wanted to try recovery? Yeah. Or what did your, I guess your mom or whoever supported you, what happened? What was the process like?
Actually, my mother was she still is my main pillar of support. She encourages me and empathize with me and communicate with me, and explain to me what are the things to do to get on to recovery, because I was not clear-headed which steps to take. Do I go and work first? Because that time I managed to come out of my house already, go outside, and do rehabilitation works learn activities, art and crafts, all these things. So then she told me that you need to have a good health before you start going to look for part-time jobs or work or anything like that. So she say you need to be positive also. Then I say, how to be positive? Then, and what you mean by being healthy, that kind. She said you need to exercise. And then I started to exercise, but it was very difficult because I didn't like to do that at all. It's
Same.
it's very torturing, Yeah, torturing is the word.
Yeah, physically torturing.
Yeah, physically torturing.
Mentally also.
Yeah, mentally also. Yeah. Okay.
Especially cardio.
Especially cardio. Yeah, then it's tell me go swimming every day. I said, what? Every day?
Wow.
I said, cannot.
Oh, must gradually do. I cannot immediately every day. Wow.
Then she said, okay. Then after that, she said, like, you just try one time, two time, then slowly increase lah. So I started like going swimming for only like the breath of the swimming pool, like 3 or 4 laps only.
So what?
The
I can't
breath.
swim. I can't swim. So
I can only like float like and go, but I couldn't like. I also not really can swim lah, but I can float, can go, can stop, can really lah. Then yeah, that was like only 3, 4 laps only lah. Yeah, to and fro. Then after that, like I started to learn Zumba, like on YouTube videos, and also like go out to like Punggol Park, all this to do the Zumba exercise also. Yeah, so it was very difficult lah. Like really don't like lah. Didn't like it at all. Then also like the perspiring, every time you perspire, then it's like so sticky, yum like that lah. I was like, can't lah, really cannot. Then she will nag. My mom lah, she will say, you want to recover?
this is for your own good. Do it.
Yeah, it's for your own good, you know.
Somehow we all recognize that.
It's for your good. Then I was like in my heart, I know, but do you know how hard it is or not?
Right.
To do all this, like to you, it's like seems simple, you know, have to do one, you know, must do one, but it's like it just takes a toll of me. Then, but slowly, I started 15 minutes of exercise only lah. Then gradually increase lah. But that to me like now is 2021, so it took me like only last 2 years. So I exercised for 7 years already. Only last 2 years, like I managed to really learn to like exercising. Yeah, but it took me so long, like so long lah. And that my mother, she's happier now that I started to exercise, because the good part is it keeps me motivated, and there are like natural like chemicals, the happy hormones. It keeps me happy. So when I'm happy, I hear less voices also, and it keeps my like symptoms, side effects at bay also. Yeah, so and also like being positive, it took me a very long time, 3.5 years or 3 years to learn to be positive.
From the point you started recovery, or?
Yeah, from 7 years ago lah. Not 15 years, but 7 years ago only.
Right.
Everything like to me, like the turning point was 7 years ago, roughly that. Yeah, so yeah, the positivity part also very difficult, because I was a very negative person, because I hated the world.
Right.
And because of my mother didn't fend for me, didn't support me, all the negative thoughts was already like ingrained in me. Developed. Yeah. So then when to think positively is like also like exercising initially like so difficult lah. Like how to reframe my thoughts, how to think positive. So I learned from like motivational quotes lah, on Google, all these things, and also I changed my thoughts. And every time you say you're lousy, you didn't go do a good job, then I will change it to you're trying your best, you're doing the best you can, and that's enough. Every time I will tell myself repeatedly. It's very tiring to change the thoughts, but after some time, after practicing it, you will become used to it. It becomes a lifestyle. Right. Because this keeps me going and prevent me from relapsing. So these two like is very important to me. Like my mother helped me like the positive thoughts, to tell me to have positive thoughts and to exercise. Then after that, slowly, like of course medication and enough rest is also important. Then she also like told me that encourages me to be open, have an open heart and open mindset. That means take criticism, take comments from other people, and even though other people say how bad I am, you can always reframe my thoughts. You can choose it or choose to believe it or not lah. Yeah. So if people say you're lousy, but you know you did your best, and that's enough.
Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah.
That's good enough. Yeah. And not everyone, like she will say like something like, not in everyone in the world will always like compliment you, say good things about you. And in the world, nobody is like always good lah to you or good for you. If they are, you're lucky. Like you're really fortunate lah. But she always like teach me good lah. She teaches me good lah, like to be kind and to be helpful, all these things. Even though people may not treat me the same way, but think positive, be open like to suggestions, be open like mindset and heart, so that also like can to give and receive love lah.
Right.
So I can feel people, because last time I couldn't feel people at all. I was very blocked up and bottled up lah with all the negative things. So slowly I opened up myself to get along with people, to trust people, and to like love people lah. Yeah, then I think these are the very important things. Yeah, the open heart, open mind, positivity, exercise, and medication. Yeah. But she encourages me a lot lah.
Right.
She needs to be sincere also. She like when she talked to me, she has in the past when I was recovering, she needed to talk to me in a certain way, then I can accept, like with empathy. Like she will say, she cannot say like, you must do this lor, it's good for you ma. She cannot say like that. I wouldn't take it lah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't take it, that kind of sentence.
Must be more like gentle and
Must be more gentle and like with empathy also. Empathy as in like, I understand this is very difficult for you, but do try to your best to do it because of what reasons are. Because it's good for you. It will help you to boost your mental capacity. Then she will do the explanation and gently. Then I could accept. But now she like different already lah. I better already. Then she say that talk like anyhow already lah. Like anyhow
it's a good indication lah. Means you have recovered to a certain extent.
Yeah. Then now she say, hey, you siao. I say what bo siao, what jia you. My father very funny one.
Really?
Yeah, we can talk at this level lah. At this level, as in this kind of like conversation lah. Like because sometimes I say, hey, today I never take medicine lah. Then she say, you siao or not? I forget. No, I said I forget. Then she say, okay, then I took my medicine already. Oh, 加油了啊! Like I 不siao. Then she was like translation.
Matthew, your translation. You know how to speak dialect?
Yeah, it's just like the explanation, like the translation is like I'm not crazy lah. I got to take my medicine. Yeah, 我不siao 'means I'm not crazy. Then what 我加油 means I got to take my medicine lah. I'm telling her, you don't worry, okay?
So cute your conversations with your mom.
My mother, our conversations are very different. Like normal people usually cannot take one. Right. Cannot take this kind of like
very open,
very open.
Openly joking.
Yeah, openly joking.
That's a really nice way of communication.
Yeah, and it also actually helps me to be more confident.
Right. Yeah.
In some way, like I can talk at this talk with her in this way. I felt that like what you say, at a certain stage of recovery.
Yeah.
Because last time I couldn't take all these things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Like your mom really played a very big role, like in giving you advice and everything, right?
Yes.
So like, did she learn from?
She actually never like advised. Like she actually encouraged me a lot. Because when she advised, right, I don't listen. I didn't listen. Right. You must do this, huh? You know it's good for you, ma. So that's why you must do. Then I will like shut down. I also know, ma. What you say, I also know. You tell me for what?
Right. I think you pointed out very, very right. Is that there's a very big difference between advice and encourage.
Yeah.
Encourage is really appealing to emotions, like letting the person know that you are there with them, there for them, and you're doing good. Rather than advice, which is like telling them something that they really know, right? You probably really know,
Yeah.
Right.
So that works for me lah. Then she will say, hey, this is like, hey, you very fat. You very fat.
Telling you got personal experience as well? Your mom will tell you that?
She very slim. So okay. Because I put on 20 kg, the side effect of medication.
Right.
So I needed to lose weight to like to be healthier lah, and do more things to help people, like all these things lah.
Right.
And she will say like, hey, you very fat. Can you do something or not? Like now lah, in a better recovery, I was like, I will just say, I will also shut down. I will not really like reply her. Then, like initially lah. Then after that, now I can tell her that I'm quite sun what. Like I'm quite slim. I'm not pui anymore, okay?
Right.
Because I'm like putting in efforts, like doing my exercise, all these things. So I know like how like I know I'm fitter now lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
important. Yeah. To know your progress. Right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So you never say back, right? You don't
I Luna. And they all like tolerate lah.
Right.
Yeah. But I tell myself until I very slim, as in I will lose another 10 kg because I lost 7 kg.
Right.
I will lose another 10 kg. Then I will tell her, see who pui now. Who is fat now?
Save that comment for later time. Right?
When you have the upper hand.
Yes.
Right.
Must do my best.
So like your because it sounds like there's really a very big drastic change in how your mom like communicated with you. Did she like go for a caregiver course or something?
Oh yeah, she attended courses.
Attended a course.
Yeah.
Right.
Then the course taught her like problem solving and also like learn about like mental health condition lah.
Right.
Yes.
I see. Then you also were attending like therapy back then, were you?
Yes, I had like counselors, psychologists, and I also went for activities lah about like also learning about mental health condition.
Right.
Yes.
Right, okay. So all this like also did it help or like?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So the doctor gave you like, or the psychologist gave you advice and things to do, then you carry out also.
Yeah, carry out also.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it sounds like from what you shared, like majority of it was like from your mom's support, right? That helped.
Yeah,
right.
a lot of things she helped me because if without the base, right, the foundation like positivity to tell me to exercise, rest early, then open heart, open mind,
Right.
I wouldn't have been better lah to be able to like even go for psychology meeting or like to see a counselor. Like I wouldn't have gone for that lah, and wouldn't be so receptive and open to accept comments. Yeah, because I was a very negative person in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that like if like your mom really played a very big role, right? And so how would you advise like parents out there? Because I feel that now mental health conditions are becoming a more open thing. Yeah. So and also might be more common lah. I don't know whether it's because last time there was a lack of awareness and lack of diagnosis, but now it's much more common like compared to last time. Yeah. So for parents out there, like how would they like identify or like what are the common symptoms or red flags that they can take note of to know that but there's something that is not right and I should be stepping in.
Actually, because when the child tells you, the parent tell the parent there's something wrong with me, believe them.
Right. The first step is to trust and listen.
Right.
Mm.
Because a lot. Okay, should I say this? Okay, never mind. Because I feel like from my experience, like when I told my mom, there's something is going wrong with me. She didn't even like listen to me. So yeah, from there I feel that when the child tells you something is wrong with me, something is not right, believe them.
Okay, then what about if it's the other way around? Like the parent notices, but the child doesn't open up.
Then a lot of like patience, love, care, concern. Are you okay today? A lot of like taking care of like the child. Then also I encourage the child, if anything, and reassurance also. Like the main thing is be patient with them. Then have to let them know that we are here for you. Mommy is always here for you. You feel anything, but of course you have to build trust first. If their relationship is not good, then of course the child won't open up. But if the relationship is good and the trust is there, then yeah, I'm sure they will open up one day. But it takes time. Yeah, it takes time, and then to reassure the child that, you know, mommy or daddy will be here for you, is here for you all the time. So don't worry, you can share with us, be open, you know, with us, you know. We will be there for you, and no matter what happens, yeah, and we won't judge you for what you are feeling. We won't judge what you are feeling, but yeah, we will take care of you lah. Don't worry. A lot of like reassurance, because I think this is the kind of like to feel secure. Like anything happen to you, we'll be there. Yeah, so it's a kind of security I feel. Yeah, which I lacked in the past. Yeah, so if you ask me like how I hope my parents, my mom will take care of me in the past, I felt that all these things could have been done to prevent me from like developing a mental health condition.
I think that like similar to the like struggles that your mom faced last time, which is juggling between finances and family, right? Is it? I think it's important for family to, rather than trying to focus on getting quantity of time, rather quality of time. So in the time that, even though it's little time you spend with your kids, right, or family, devote every moment of the time with them. Like so pay attention. And listen to them actively.
Talking about this, I think like even they are maybe the parents are very busy at work, you know, but come back home only like to speak with me like 5-10 minutes every day. I think it helps a lot. It will help a lot. Like just listen to me, and you know, don't judge my situation, and don't give like advice, that kind. Maybe different depends on the age also lah. But if for me last time when I was a child, primary school days, that was like the care, attention, the love, being there for me, listening is important. But when I get older, not about advising anymore. It's more about explanation, like, and in a gentle manner. Like during both times, I feel that a gentle approach and encouraging word is very important. Are very important also.
So like your mom, has she ever shared with you like how, because I bet that like having a mental health issue in the family is a really tough thing. So even for a parent, it's very tough, right? So has your mom ever shared with you like how she manages like?
It was very difficult for her, because she almost sank into depression herself because of the maybe I should share this, like describe it like, because she needed to take care of me 24/7. Like even the house, my house has to be built in certain way. Like she has to have safety grills, so that, and lock it and keep the keys. The door also must have locks to keep the keys, so that she could keep the keys. She needs to keep also the sharp objects, all these things. So she was always living in fear and tension. So there was many times that she couldn't get out of bed. That's why she, like, due to all these like fear, worry, she almost sank into depression, and she didn't know what can really help me, what could really help me to recover. So, and I was like warded that time. Then like before I came back home lah. So when I came back home, she needed to take care of me 24/7. So she had support from my relatives, other relatives. And also like she's a very open person, so she learned to share with my neighbors. So actually in my neighborhood, like everyone knows about my condition. So it's not a secret. So because she did that, it's because if one day anything happened to me, the neighbors won't misunderstand. And they won't like, how to say if something happened to me, the neighbors would help in some way lah.
Did that create a safer space for you?
Safer space,
right?
Yes.
And like emotionally also, like when you're like going out around your neighborhood.
Yes. Yeah, because I actually didn't know about that. Only like quite recently that I know that she shared with so many people.
Right.
I didn't know
How's
that.
your reaction to that?
Oh, I was shocked.
You're shocked, lah.
Yeah, I was shocked and very surprised. Like even my opposite neighbor knew. I said, huh? I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So actually she shared with my neighbor also. So in somehow they will take care of me.
Could you sense that, like the?
No.
You couldn't sense it.
I thought it's just normal
Interaction.
Yeah, normal interaction. But yeah, it's like a lot safer. Talking about this lah, yeah. To think back, yeah. She is very open and she is, because as parent I feel that as a mother herself she needed to do all these things lah.
Yeah.
Because if herself only, she wouldn't be able to take care of me if anything happens lah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so I feel that like parents also like should be open to share, but of course have to take people's like reaction also. Yeah, like because not everyone will support lah.
Right.
So if they don't support, let it be no need to explain so much lah. That's her style lah, my mother's style lah. She will like really like bochap that kind.
Right.
If you want to support, you support. You don't want to support, then never mind lor, let it be lor. Yeah, that kind of attitude lah and mentality, so that she wouldn't feel scared or feel ashamed of some of her daughter having a mental health condition. There's nothing to be ashamed of, what? Because it's just like any other illness, cancer, or maybe like dementia or something like that. But I feel that dementia is even worse because there's no recovery.
Right.
But mental illness got recovery, even though maybe there's no cure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think mental illness is just a normal condition, like any other physical illness. It's just that it's unseen. But yeah, it's just...
I think, I feel the same way too.
Yeah, it's just a illness. There's nothing to be scared about. But of course, talking about this, initially, when you have it, because it's so different, a different side of you, and so many different things, and scary things that you couldn't see, maybe you'll feel scared lah, and will feel like self-stigma and ashamed, all this, because you don't know, people will judge you. You do not know people, how they look at you, they want to be friends with you or not, how to manage the studies, how to continue with studying. A lot of these kind of thoughts, and the brain is very different in cognitive part lah, because like in the past can remember a lot of things, but now maybe cannot remember a lot of things, so couldn't like continue to study, like the grades maybe not so good now. Then slowly have to like learn that it's okay. The positive self-talk comes in again. It's okay that the study part can do it later. If you need a break year, if I need a break year, just take a break year. It's okay. If your friends don't understand you, it's okay too, because you don't live for them.
Right.
We live for ourselves.
Yeah. So I mean, like the entire conversation, or rather the focus of the podcast series is about resilience. So how is it different for a person who has struggled with, or is in recovery, or has recovered from a mental health issue, in trying to maintain their mental resilience, like compared to a person who has not like reached that point before? Yeah.
I think it's very challenging to maintain a good mental health resilience, because we have a mental health condition on top of maintaining like the normal mental health. Yeah, so for this I feel that like resilience, like resting early, thinking positively, like what I mentioned just now, was like, it's also very important. Yeah, and also like exercise, open heart, and have a open heart and open mindset. Yeah, all this will help in building anyone's mental health resilience,
regardless of whether
or not
experience.
It's just that I feel that like maybe a person without a mental health condition, they may take things for granted. Like they won't know what is mental health, the importance of having a good mental health.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's the only different thing lah. But to like to talk about like mental health resilience for a mental health for a person in recovery, then I feel like it's more difficult. But now I'm thinking, how difficult? How should I explain this difficulty? Yeah, probably like
I think one thing is fear, probably I can imagine, like, if I'm putting myself in your shoes, right, I've experienced such a traumatic like experience, then I know that myself, I'm in recovery, for example, then it kind of like the fear is there that, you know, what if one day something like I go back and relapse.
Yes, I think that's the thing that is different.
Right.
Yes, the relapsing part and falling back into the old ways of the condition lah. I think that's the main thing. Yes.
I feel like it's like so important to build on like mental resilience, especially also for like caregivers, since they're like caring for you. So like previously you mentioned about like them for your mom, like talking to neighbors and stuff. So like she created a support system for herself. Do you think there's like any other things that can be done like for parents so as to build on their mental resilience?
I think they need to have compassion for themselves, be patient with themselves, because it's just like the analogy, you must, on the aeroplane, you need to wear your life jacket first and put on the mask first before you can help other people or your loved ones. So they need to take care of themselves so that they have energy to take care of their loved ones. So, and besides that, they can also like go for caregiving courses to learn about mental illness and also problem solving to help themselves. Have to be really patient.
I think that based off the experience you shared and like the responses that you shared, like to the certain incidents, like you seem like you're very like proficient in understanding and kind of helping, advising parents and like the different situations of mental health conditions. So would you say that this entire like experience has helped you help people better?
It's a blessing in disguise actually, because it helps me to motivate people, to help people, and at the same time I receive the help and support from them. It's like a two-way thing. We encourage each other, you know, that kind. I support you, I encourage you, and in the end when you are in better state, you encourage me with your good health, you know, that kind of thing. If without mental illness, I also won't be doing this job lah.
Right.
Which is also like my passion now. So and also I wouldn't have built a better relationship like with my mother, like best friends now. We speak anything, we talk about anything, like share anything, anyhow talk, you know, anyhow talk, like in like that kind of like manner lah. Then it also like helps me to change my lifestyle lah. Like a 90-degree kind of lifestyle lah, because it was very different in the past.
So I think we have like reached almost the end of the podcast. So like what we usually do is that we get some final words from the special guest, maybe some advice or any words that you want to give the viewers. So you can take it away.
Okay. Maybe I just share like the same thing that I feel that is very important is like, don't be too hard on ourselves sometimes. Like just do our best in everything, in anything in life, because like our best is good enough. And like don't try not to like discourage ourselves on certain things that maybe we may not be able to accomplish now, but in future maybe we can achieve it, and slowly, step by step, one step at a time. I mean, that's for caregivers and also for loved ones, anyone that is listening to this podcast. Also at the same time, like there's light at the end of the tunnel, even though we cannot see it there, but it's always there. The light is always there. Then be patient with ourselves. Be patient with others, like anyone, your loved ones, your friends, your family, anyone. And and I think also important is to love ourselves. Have compassion for ourselves, take care of ourselves so that we can take care of other people.
Oh,
Yeah.
a peer support specialist. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, right, okay. Okay guys, we've reached the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. So this, as I said at the start, this is the last podcast of the 5-part series. So if you like what you watched today, do check out the previous podcast to find out more about mental resilience. Right, so yeah, thank you so much, Valerie, for joining us on the podcast today. So actually, like what we say in the previous podcast, if you have watched it, is that we have this Ask Me Anything Padlet that will be left in the description down below. So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask Valerie, you can leave it down in the Padlet, and we'll try our best to get it to you, yeah, on Instagram, yeah. So yeah, I think that's all from us. No more seeing you next week, but we'll see you when we see you. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yay.